Your prophet was a slave trader. He says it's a lie. What website is that?
Is that a lie, BBC? How can it be a lie?
Sunnah.com, it says it right there, bro. What website is that? Who cares? I will certainly expel Jews and Christians from the Arabian Peninsula so as to leave only Muslims in it. Do you condemn that?
No. Yeah.
No. Can you name the treaty the Christians broke? Can you name the treaty the Christians broke?
No one said the Christians broke it.
There you go. No one is saying the Christians broke a treaty. What I'm saying to you guys is that you have given me an Islamic justification to expel every radical, every apologist for a radical, and every supporter of radical Muslims in this country and everywhere else. That means we can get rid of nearly 90% of the Muslims in this park.
No, 90%.
There we go. 90% of the Muslims in this park gone by your logic. Did you know that Muhammad was a slave trader before you became a Muslim? No. Would you condemn a slave trader today? Would you condemn a slave trader today? Would you? So you're condemning Muhammad. Your own hadiths, bro, say that Muhammad said that he didn't want Jews and Christians to live in Arabia.
Do you have like
Are you denying it?
Do you have statistics or
Are you denying it?
like you're just saying like Muslims are killing?
No, you don't even.
Do you have
Bro,
statistics?
I haven't said that. You haven't listened.
Yeah, I have.
What did I say?
You're
Say it to
saying
the camera, because I just
Burma-
recorded myself.
I don't want to be on the camera.
Tough.
Yeah.
So what did I say? Because you weren't listening.
What were you saying?
What was I saying?
You're saying about killing in Burma and killing in I don't know like.
Brother, have the humility to accept you didn't hear.
I am listening to you.
No, you didn't listen before.
Okay. So
Did you hear what I said before? You didn't, did you?
Maybe not.
No. What's wrong with just accepting that you didn't hear what?
Listen, so
There we go. That wasn't hard, was it? Well done. Well done. So, what I said was, Muslims condemn the ethnic and religious discrimination that's going off in China. They condemn the ethnic and religious discrimination that is going off in Burma. They condemn the religious discrimination that happened in Catholic Spain after the liberation of Spain. But they don't condemn when Muhammad did it to others, because Muhammad expelled the Christians and Jews from the Arabian Peninsula. So when people do it to Muslims, they condemn it. But when Muhammad did it to others, you defend it. So logically, if Muslims are found guilty of breaking a treaty, then it logically follows, according to Islamic logic, we can ethnically cleanse Muslims, according to Islamic logic. But if someone does that, you'll condemn it. But when Muhammad does it, you'll applaud it. That's what I said.
okay, now I listen to you. Okay.
And what would you say in reply to that?
I would say that actually is not true. That breaking the treaty, actually, what happened was the Jews who broke the treaty.
So there you go. The Jews broke the treaty, and that justifies them being expelled, right?
Actually, it was a war.
No,
The
the expulsion happened afterwards. The war had been won by this point. The war had been won. You see, you don't even know your own history. They'd won the war. The Banu Quraysh had been defeated. They were in the hands of the Muslims to do with as they pleased. Now, are you saying that breaking treaties justifies the ethnic cleansing?
I can't speak about it because I don't know the history.
He doesn't know, but a minute ago he was saying, but they broke the treaty.
I misheard you.
So he did
I
know.
misheard you talking about
Takia.
Burma. I'm not talking about the history. I didn't study this part. So, I
So,
don't
bro, you need to go away and study it, right? Now, but let's do a thought experiment with me. A thought experiment means you entertain a hypothesis. Okay, you're not saying the hypothesis is true, but you're going to pretend, for the sake of argument, that it is true. If you discover that what I'm saying is correct, and that Muhammad did allow the ethnic cleansing of the Arabian Peninsula, would you condemn Muhammad for doing it?
I can't answer the question.
Why not?
Because
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah, I don't want to answer the question.
He doesn't want to answer
Yeah.
the question.
Because
And
yeah, I can tell you the same about anything. It's
So,
just doesn't-
so do you condemn the Burmese state for ethnically cleansing the Muslims because they broke their treaty with the state?
yeah,
There you go. Do you condemn Catholic Spain for expelling all the Muslims because they broke their treaty with the Catholic state?
yeah.
There you go. But when Muhammad expelled the Jews
I
for
didn't
breaking
say
their
any-
treaty that
I
you
didn't say
recognize
no.
that they did, you won't condemn that.
I didn't say no. I didn't say no or yes. I just said I don't want to answer the question
Yeah, why obfuscation? That's all you've got, bro. You're just obfuscating.
because these are facts that you cannot actually change. Like it's already
These are
known.
facts that you cannot
Yeah,
change.
but when you talk about the
I agree.
the treaty,
You can't change these facts. And that's why you shouldn't follow Muhammad. Because you're condemning Muhammad's actions via other groups. That's what you're doing. When you condemn Catholic Spain and the Burmese state, you actually condemned Muhammad because they did the same thing. So if it was wrong for the Burmese state to do it, it was wrong for Muhammad to do it. And that's what you've done. And I would say to you, bro, and like I would say to every Muslim, if you have to condemn your own prophet, find a better prophet. And that prophet is Jesus. Because you can't show me where Jesus in the new covenant commands or allows ethnic cleansing. You can't show me in the new covenant where God calls Christians to wage war against unbelievers. I mean, we are called to wage war, but we're called to wage war in love, not violence. There's nothing in the New Testament that says that I have to humiliate and subjugate you. But the Quran says that you should humiliate and subjugate me. 9:29, if you're looking for the Quranic verse. So you're condemning your religion in your conscience. But for the sake of your pride, you won't admit it to yourself.
No, it's not nothing about pride here. I'm just like listening to you, hearing what you have to say, and then I would maybe come next Sunday and talk to you.
Okay, if I said, do you know the Pact of Umar? You should look into it. The Pact of Umar describes how Christians should be treated under Islamic law. And it essentially creates an apartheid system in which Christians are second-class citizens.
In which,
In what sense?
Yeah.
So, I'll give you an example, one that you'll be very familiar with. If a Muslim girl wants to marry a Christian man, it's forbidden. If a Christian girl wants to marry a Muslim man, it's permitted.
how is it in Christianity?
We don't have such a law.
Are you sure about that?
No, we don't have such a law. There is no law in doing good. Christians are called to be good and practice virtue and act in accordance with virtue. So
So it's not forbidden in Christianity for a Christian woman to marry a Muslim girl or a Jew.
you've got to understand, when Christianity emerged, we were a minority faith. There were many Christians married to
Is
pagans.
it forbidden or not? That's my question. I don't know. I'm really asking.
The logic of Christianity is that you would stay within the community.
Okay.
But if you do it, though you've committed a sin, it is a
it's a
sin.
sin.
1 second. Though you've committed a sin,
So why did you
There-
bring
no,
up the
well, what because there's a difference between the way that Christianity works and Islam works. You have a state law that you impose from above onto everyone else that creates a different legal status for a Christian and a Muslim. In Christianity, we have a community that you're called to be faithful to. We don't have a state law that we impose on you.
It's actually not. It's not true. Actually.
Go on, show me.
Yeah, I don't.
Show me in the Bible.
No. I'm talking about you're talking about second-class citizens. For
What's a second-class
and you have
citizen?
to- and you have to impose. You just said they're second-class citizens because they can like.
They have a secondary legal
Muslim
status.
Women, yeah, you said Muslim women cannot. Marry
That was the
a Christian.
example.
Okay.
That was the example
was
of a
an example.
secondary legal status.
Which,
yes.
which turns out to be the same in Christianity, basically.
No. Hold on 1 second. No, you've misunderstood. You've misunderstood. Show me in my Bible where it says that we will make it illegal for a Christian to marry a non-Christian.
It's a sin.
Yes, it's a sin.
Okay.
But show me in the Bible where it commands that we should pass a law that makes it like that.
show me in the Quran the same verse.
Okay. Are you denying that in Sharia law this is a practice that I've just
I'm
described?
asking you. I don't know actually. I'm just. I'm
Something
not a
tells me,
scholar, I'm
you know,
just
you know,
talking
you
to
know, you know what, bro?
Yeah.
Because I get this a lot. Something tells me that just like you knew about that what happened to the Jews, you actually do know that in Islam, a Muslim woman can't marry a Christian man.
Sorry, say that again.
A Muslim woman can't marry a Christian man in Islamic law.
I didn't say that. You said there is no verse that says that in Christianity, but it's the same. So I'm saying the same thing.
No, it's a law in Sharia. What is the difference between a law and a moral teaching?
So
Do you know that there is a difference between a moral teaching and a law?
yeah, I understand.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. For Muslims in this country, the rules on what is haram around food is a moral teaching for you guys. You can't apply it as a law, but you apply it internally within yourself as a moral teaching, right?
Yeah.
But in an Islamic state, you would pass a law from the state that would make it illegal for a Muslim to buy pork. Agreed?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. You're not sure about a lot of things. It's amazing that you're not sure about a lot of things, but when we test you, your knowledge comes out. So my point to you is, in Christianity, our
Are you saying
faith.
that I'm lying? Is that what you're saying?
I am suggesting that you're pretending to know less than you actually do.
When I tell you, okay, which means that I'm lying. Right?
I think you are playing takia, yes.
Okay.
I think you're doing takia.
Okay, then I don't want to talk
Yeah.
because I don't like that.
Well, the point is, bro, we saw it on camera and the camera will show it.
Yeah.
You pretended not to know about the Banu Quraysh, but then you gave away the fact that you
Because I
did
don't
know
what
about
is-
the Banu
What
Quraysh.
is Banu Quraysh? I don't. I literally.
The
just heard this-
Jews
the same
inside
term.
Arabia that were expelled.
Yeah.
We have you on camera pretending that you don't know and then you did know. And
I didn't know the term.
the flashback.
Banu Quraysh.
And what would you say in reply to that?
I would say that actually is not true. That breaking the treaty, actually, what happened was the Jews who broke the treaty.
So there you go. The Jews broke the treaty, and that justifies them being expelled, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. We've got you on camera pretending to know not know things you did know.
Then,
If you have, if the
no,
thought.
you just want to say that I'm lying, and you don't want to talk. You just
No, I'd
wanna
love to
prove-
talk, but
you
I
don't-
just
you
wish,
wanna prove on camera that
I just
I'm-
wish you would stop obfuscating on things you actually know.
Good for you then.
Yeah, you know, it's just about being honest, bro.
Yeah, I am honest. Actually.
So why did you pretend on camera? Of course, we'll do the flashback.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone will see it.
Cool, yeah.
Why did you pretend not to know what happened to the Jews in Arabia?
I didn't say that. I only said that I don't know the term, but Bino something.
Well, the camera will show that you pretended not to know something, and then you did know.
Okay then.
So why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Why are you forcing me to say that?
You're behaving like Catholics.
Yeah, you're
This
just
is
forcing
England,
me,
you can't be
forcing me
behaving
to
like
say that.
Okay.
This actually happened.
So let's have a conversation, okay? If I create a system of laws that treats people as second-class citizens, sorry? Any system. If I created any system of laws that said that the value of a Muslim's life was worth half that as a Christian, would you condemn that?
Yeah, I would.
What would you condemn it as? Islamophobia?
Yeah.
Discrimination?
Yeah.
Apartheid?
Yeah.
Right, are you aware that that is exactly what Islam prescribes upon Christians?
No.
Right, it is.
Give us an example.
Right, Saudi Arabia. Go away and
I
look
don't care
into
about Saudi Arabia.
No, hold on.
No, that's true. Yeah.
No, hold on. Am I lying about what So I'm not lying.
Not about Saudi Arabia.
Not about Saudi Arabia. So let me tell you why I picked Saudi Arabia as my example. Because Saudi Arabia has been saturated in Islam for 1400 years. Now granted, governments have come and governments have gone, but Sharia law and the culture of Islam has been present in Saudi Arabia for 1400 years. And in Saudi Arabia today,
So you mean it's the
one
same-
second, you asked for an example, I'm giving it, don't interrupt. If in Saudi Arabia today, if a Muslim runs over a Christian, a Muslim and a Jew by accident, the blood money that has to be paid for that killing for the Christian and Jew is half of the amount that is paid for the Muslim. Now, do you condemn that?
I do condemn it.
Okay, you're condemning the companions of the Prophet.
No.
Yes, the companions of the
Can I
Prophet
just
taught
say
that.
something? So basically, about the rules in Saudi Arabia, like majority of it is not even Islamic. Like there's a lot of stuff that they pretend to be Islamically and it's not.
Islam's
So
gone.
sorry, mate. As
Yeah.
you know right now, if that was the case, there shouldn't be opening pubs in Saudi Arabia. Although there is pubs, concerts, nightclubs. You understand? So it's really like it's been changed right now. But I get where you're coming from.
Right now. The fact is, guys, and you just have to go away and look into it yourselves. Muslims have been doing that to Christians for 1400 years. According to one of the you've got 4 Islamic legal schools of jurisprudence. According to one of them, if a Muslim murders a Muslim, what is one of the punishments that the victim's family can call upon the other Muslim? Execution. But according to the Islamic jurisprudence, if a Muslim kills a Christian, the Christian family can't call for the Muslim's execution. They can call for blood money, but they can't call for their execution because a Muslim can't be killed for killing a Christian.
I'm not so sure on that. I can't speak.
Well, I suggest you go away and you look into what Islamic jurisprudence is. Now, if you do bother to go away and do this research, and you find that what I'm saying is true, would you condemn it?
If that was the case, you have to. It's not just reading it briefly. You have to look at it very deeply. If that was the case, you condemn that specific law, because surely that's not Islamic. Because what Islam is about fairness and justice.
Yeah.
And surely I don't know if that's Islamically or the law of that country. But if that was the case, surely the Christian family could ask for the blood as well. You understand?
They can't, according to Islamic jurisprudence.
I'm not entirely sure. That's why I'll do my research.
Right, but this is why you do need to go away and do your research, because if you are condemning behaviours against Muslims that are discriminatory and criminal and unjust, but in the next breath you're defending Islam's same treatment or Muhammad's same treatment of others, then whether you want to or not, you have condemned Muhammad. Because if you condemn a certain action and Muhammad has performed that action, you've condemned Muhammad.
That's what I'm saying. You have to look at it very deeply. It's not just a brief.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all right to try, and you are obfuscating on the basis that you don't know, right? Discrimination and injustice, and acknowledge that a religion that claims to be about justice and fairness actually is not about justice and fairness, in which case you should leave the deen, you should leave the sunnah, you should leave the haqq, your haqq, and you should look for the truth, the truth, because Muslims call it truth. But if you're consistent, you should leave that and find a better way. If you're looking for a fitness instructor, and you've got 2 people who say I'm a fitness instructor, and one's a fat slob and the other one looks like an Olympian athlete, which one do you employ as your fitness instructor? The Olympian athlete. Right, but if there are 2 moral examples and one of them is doing behavior you can condemn and the other one isn't, like Jesus Christ, then you should follow the better moral example, which is Jesus Christ. And that's what I'm calling you to do.
Can you give us specific examples of what you're talking about?
I have literally just given 2 specific examples.
I'm speaking of things that Muhammad did.
Okay, so Muhammad expelled the Jews from the Arabian Peninsula. He knows about it. Am I lying? You're on camera, bro. I don't even know why you...
Under what condition?
You bro, anyway, you defended it. What, sorry?
Under what condition?
Because they broke the treaty. Yes, so you know about it. So I'm not lying, am I? There you go, they expelled them.
They came against, they were living among the Arabs, among the Muslims. We got a treaty. Like, it's the same thing if it's happened in this time. Like if you have a treaty with, if a country has a treaty with the US, for example, and then it breaks the treaty and hit it from the back,
Okay.
and stab it in the back, you can't have you can't have backstabbers among us. You have
Right, so now we've all agreed. Now we've all agreed that we have an Islamic logic to expel the Muslims from Burma and expel the Muslims from China because the Burmese accuse the Muslim community of betraying their treaty. The Chinese accuse the Muslims of betraying their treaty. So according to your logic, what the Burmese are doing and what the Chinese are doing is completely justified.
Would you let someone live with you if he broke, he stabbed you in the back?
You mean like if he wages war against you?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You mean like the jihadis that the Islamic terrorists have done on behalf of the Ummah in this country when they bomb stadiums?
Oh, they're not Muslims.
Expel the terrorists.
They pretend to be Muslims. I doubt they're Muslims,
Expel
but that's not
them.
how we
But you are
behave.
talking about accusations.
No, we've already agreed that Muhammad did this.
Yeah, but you are talking about the Chinese accusing.
Yeah, well, Muhammad accused the Jews of betraying the treaty.
This is all about the Bani Qurayza guys.
Yes.
It's Bani Qurayza. They have to be expelled because it's not all Jews. It's the Bani Qurayza.
Are you saying Christianity?
No, hold on, one second. The companions of the Prophet, Muhammad, report that Muhammad said that he didn't want Jews or Christians in the land of Arabia.
No, that's
I don't know
not,
about Christians. You just
It did happen. I'll see if I can find it for you. I can see if I can.
Hinduism and
I'm not picking on Islam, I'm picking on Muhammad. Get it right.
Why? You
Getting it right. So,
talk about Jesus. Spread the love
what?
of Jesus, man. Come on. Hatred.
Yeah, well, can I ask me, what evidence do you have that the Bible is the word of God?
No, hold on, you're changing the subject entirely, bro. Stick to the topic we're talking about.
it was a political.
Can I also just correct you based on the fact that you said Muslims, they be bombing like stadiums and stuff? Like not all.
No, I said like the jihadis that bomb stadiums, Islamists.
What's the moral difference?
If I said Muslims, allow me to correct myself.
Certainly.
If I did say that, because I think I said jihadis, but if I did say that, I'm referring to the jihadis.
So you do believe not all Muslims are the same? Is that correct?
No, some Muslims are much better than their religion.
And I'd say most Christians are better than their religion
What they
too.
get from the religion.
Yeah, because when the thing is,
Because they don't stone
the
people
thing
to
is,
death,
the
right?
thing is, guys, you all know, or it would appear that you all actually are aware that Muhammad had the Jews expelled.
I have no idea. I'm actually hearing
Okay,
this time.
right. So, exactly. So I'm not lying. You're condemning others for doing to Muslims what Muhammad did to the Jews.
No, but then the gentleman clearly
You are
stated
saying,
as
like,
well
it's
that
like-
they were the backstabbers and they don't want the backstabbers to be near the Prophet,
When
which is
it's-
understandable.
You are true if, for example,
I think Bob
all
would do the same
Muslims-
Because if you look at the Jewish history, they have executed plenty of the prophets that God sent them. So the whole plan was to assassinate the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. That's why he had to perhaps expel them. Does that make sense? Surely, if you were the ruler of this country and you had a group against you, surely you don't want them to be in your
Okay,
country.
you wanted me to show you proof that that Mohammedan companions did this. In Sahih al-Muslim, 1767, the grade that it is given is Sahih. Sahih. This is what it says. I will certainly expel the Jews and the Christians from the peninsula until I leave none but the Muslims. Now condemn it.
I don't know where that's coming from.
I literally just told you where it's coming from. Sahih al-Muslim 1767 and it's graded Sahih. Condemn it. Condemn it.
You also say.
Condemn it.
You also
Do you condemn
say,
it?
Listen. You also say they broke the treaty.
Yeah, exactly.
Which treaty did the Christians
Give
break?
me the context of the hadith.
Which treaty did the Christians break?
You're probably working along.
No. It says here, I will certainly expel the Jews and Christians from the peninsula until I leave none but the Muslims. Which treaty did the Christians break?
No. You say.
So you have no treaty then?
You say.
Which
say
treaty?
they broke the treaty.
No, I didn't say that.
that's what it said.
He said that. And we were talking about Jews. We never mentioned Christians. You're not keeping up with the conversation.
We're talking about something else.
So, tell me, which treaty did the Christians break?
Well, I don't know
You are
which treaty
taking
they
this
broke.
hadith out of
Which
context.
treaty? Can you name the treaty the Christians broke?
I didn't say about that. Christians
Can you name the treaty the Christians broke?
No one said the Christians broke it.
There you go. No one is saying the Christians broke a treaty. So why is it saying Umar ibn al-Khattab reported the messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, I will certainly expel the Jews and Christians from the peninsula until I leave none but Muslims.
Can you read the rest?
Sahih Muslim 1767, grade
So
Sahih.
is it a whole chapter? No, or is it just a brief?
Are you saying that that's acceptable?
I'm not going to make anything. I'm just saying read the rest of it.
Look, there's different numbering systems, bro. I can't help it if you're...
That's actually, it's not saying Christians and Jews.
What's it saying? What's it
Can
saying?
you read the rest
I
of
don't
it?
know
back?
the English name.
Can you read the rest of it, back,
Bro,
please?
this is taken from your own hadiths.
Can you read the rest of it, just for knowledge?
wrong website.
You want the rest of it? Is that right?
No, bro, I think you'll find that this is... Bear with us.
Well, surely you just read the brief part. I want to know the rest of it.
Right, bro, this is an Islamic website I'm quoting. Look at how it's headed up. No Christian is going to put that in their website. That there is no God but Allah and Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his slave and messenger. So this is the point. Look, this is all that you do. Like, I've presented you with evidence and now you're denying the evidence.
That's not what we're asking.
You literally have the evidence.
Christians or Jews in 1767.
It does say that. It does say that. You've just got the wrong website. Your website is a wrong website.
Why is my website wrong?
Exactly why is mine?
Okay, then don't question
So no, do question it. That's what you should be doing. You should be
I am
questioning
questioning
it.
it, but-
All you've done is come up with a website that is lying to you.
It is the actual, it's not translated. It's not like the,
So what does it say then, according to your translation?
it's talking about paganism or the
Right.
Jahili.
Look, I'm now showing you. I just want to show you that I'm not lying. I'm now pulling it up. 1 second. I'm now pulling it up. 1 second. I'm now pulling it up from Sunnah.com.
I don't care about the
Sunnah.com is another Islamic website that has the same hadith. There's the Arabic, there's the translation. Two Islamic websites give the same translation. So I'm not lying. Your website is lying. What's the chances that two Muslim websites make the same lie up that makes Islam look bad? Use your brain,
No one
guys.
is saying you're lying.
So do you condemn it?
Relax.
Do you condemn it?
I don't even know what to condemn.
Do you condemn that Muhammad
I
said
don't
these
even know
words?
what to condemn.
I'm telling you.
No.
Do you condemn,
Listen.
I heard the messenger of Allah say, I will certainly expel Jews and Christians from the Arabian Peninsula so as to leave only Muslims in it. Do you condemn that?
No. Yeah.
No.
I want
Did
to
you
tell
hear
why.
that?
I want
No.
to tell, okay, can I tell you why I don't?
Go on.
Okay. Because based on what you just said,
Yeah.
I don't know the context and where it's coming from.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
Here's the thing. By your logic, if Muslims are found to have broken the treaty with the government that they live under, it is right for that government to expel its Muslims.
Give me an example.
So, for example, when the jihadis in this country betray the covenant that they have with the state of this country and attack the populace, it is right for us to expel every radical Muslim that wants to impose Sharia law in this country. Great. That means we can get rid of nearly 90% of the Muslims in this park.
No, 90%.
There we go. 90% of the Muslims in this park
12%
gone,
or at least 50.
gone
No.
by your logic.
Yeah, that's wrong.
No, at least
Oh, now it's wrong. And this is what you see. Notice, suddenly, when you talk about applying Muhammad's principles to Muslims, they condemn it. But they defend it when Muhammad does it to others.
You're basically saying 90% of Muslims
No,
here
extreme.
want
No,
a radical
in this park,
in this park.
90% of Muslims in this park. Ali Dawah.
He is not terrorist.
Ali Dawah believes that Christians who convert to Islam in an Islamic state should be killed. Ali Dawah wants to see Sharia law imposed on this country.
Yeah, of course. Like that was.
It is better for this country, but
It's not a benefit. This is not a benefit.
Look, we are talking about the people who broke the treaties, the people who attacked, terrorists. We are talking about terrorists. Yeah, we expel the terrorists, of course.
Yeah.
Great. And we can also expel everyone that supports them, right?
Exactly.
Great.
But
And we
do
can
I-
also expel anyone who apologizes on their behalf, correct?
What do you mean apologize?
What I'm saying to you guys is that you have given me an Islamic justification to expel every radical, every apologist for a radical, and every supporter of radical Muslims in this country and everywhere else.
Terrorists. I'm
Great.
meaning terrorists.
Right, so now let's look at Palestine. Let's look at the Palestinian-Israel cause. Because the whole of the Palestinian community of Gaza, the vast majority of it are swept up with Islamists. When the Jews controlled Gaza, according to your logic, they had the right to expel all of those Palestinians.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about breaking treaties and Israel at the same time? Because Israel is like the masters of breaking treaties.
What I'm pointing out, guys, is that following Muhammad is making you do contradictory statements. You're condemning, you won't condemn Muhammad's call to expel Jews and Christians. I'm still waiting for you to do that. Do you do that?
I don't know what I'm
No. Do you do it? You won't. Would you?
When I know the context.
I already tell
So my point is, guys, here we go. Here's that verse. So in your hadiths, I said I'd show it to you. It says in Sahih al-Muslim says, Muhammad says, I heard the messenger of Allah say, I will certainly expel Jews and Christians from the Arabian Peninsula so as to leave only Muslims in it. Where's the justice and the fairness in that? Which treaty did the Christians break?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Shall I tell you which treaty the Christians broke? None. There was no treaty. There was no treaty between Muslims and Christians, but Muhammad had them all expelled anyway.
No, surely there was, but I don't know why it's not stated in there.
Well, show it to me.
I can't find it. I don't even know where you got that from.
If you are a morally consistent person, you should reject Islam.
No.
it's
Rejecting
just
the whole
it's just
Islam
gonna
is
be
just
where
like,
did you get this from?
it's really massive to reject the whole religion.
Now,
Where did you get that?
Majority
That's the
Muslims today reject this hadith.
We're going to find it. We're gonna-
prove it.
70%.
Prove
Now,
it.
my friend here, he was a Christian.
Prove
he
it.
converted to Islam.
I spoke to a Muslim who became a Christian just last week. You know,
Just turned into Islam.
and I spoke to a Christian. I spoke to a Christian who was from a Muslim background just last week. So at the end of the day, if your religion is teaching things that you condemn, you should condemn your religion. Do you believe in taking and owning people as slaves? Now notice how he told him what to say. He told him what to say. You have a conscience, bro. Do you condemn taking people as slaves? No, you
You
don't.
want to say that?
Now, before you became a Muslim, would you have argued for slavery? No, you wouldn't. So in other words, Islam has led you to believe that owning people as slaves is a good thing.
No, that's
How is that? How,
Oh, so you condemn owning people as slaves? So you'd condemn Muhammad because he owned slaves?
no, he didn't. That's
He didn't. Oh, bro, guys. All right. Are you all saying?
Bob, you're saying things he didn't say. You're a
Okay,
liar.
so Muhammad didn't own
You're
slaves.
a liar, man.
Muhammad didn't
No,
own
you're a
slaves.
liar.
Did Muhammad
you're
own
saying
slaves?
things he didn't say.
Are you saying Muhammad didn't own
You're
slaves?
saying things he didn't say.
Are you saying Muhammad didn't own
You're
slaves?
saying things he didn't say.
Are you saying Muhammad
You are-
didn't own slaves?
This is what I'm saying.
People at
You
that
are
time
saying
had
things
Okay,
he
slaves.
did
don't
Muhammad
say.
own
You're
slaves?
a liar, man.
not that I know.
Stop lying.
Not that you know of. Did Muhammad own slaves?
Stop
Slave
lying.
is different to bottlers,
Stop
right?
lying.
Did Muhammad own slaves?
No.
He never owned slaves. Okay, this is Taki. Could we pull up where Muhammad traded in
We
slaves?
have lords in this
Can we
country
pull
that have
that up?
bottlers. The cute name of slaves.
They're not
But-
slaves.
No, bottlers are.
Butlers have a paid contract.
Yeah, that was the same thing with the Prophet
No,
Muhammad.
we're going to
Surely
see
was.
that Muhammad
No,
traded
that
in
case, it
slaves.
wouldn't be
I'm going to
just-
show you Muhammad traded in slaves. If you condemn slavery, you just condemn Muhammad. You need to find a better moral example.
he's
Don't
a good
allow
guy.
your friendships to lead you into an ideology
He's happy about
in
it.
which you end up. Don't allow friendships to lead you to make permissible what should be morally
proud of it.
condemnable.
He's proud of it.
And we're just pulling it up for you now. Here we go. Because you all accuse me of lying. You said that Muhammad didn't own slaves. So here we go. Listen.
No one said that.
No, he did. You're lying. He did. He did. He did.
Things that he did.
He did. No, he did.
You are saying
Listen.
You can have a nice conversation without pointing.
Yeah. Right. So listen. Grade Sahi in Jami at Tirmidhi. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Al Tirmidhi. A slave came to give the pledge to the Prophet for Hijrah, but the Prophet did not realize that he was a slave, so his master came to get him, and the Prophet said, "Sell him to me." So he purchased the slave for 2 black slaves. Your Prophet was a slave trader. He says it's a lie. What website is that?
Is that a lie? BBC. How can it be a lie?
Sunnah.com, it says it right there, bro. What website is that?
So if we find another Quran,
Who cares? You see, for your friendships, bro, for the sake of your friendships, you're attempting to justify slavery. You need to be better. You need to be a better man.
No, he's a good guy.
The Muslim, the ex-Muslim who became a Christian, left Islam last week. She didn't leave last week, but she left Islam because she looked at what Muhammad did and said, I don't want any part of that.
He's a proud Muslim.
Okay, so you say it's a lie. Are you saying that Sunnah.com is lying?
Okay, read it in Arabic as well for us.
I can't read Arabic. I'm going to read the translation. No, why should I? I don't believe in Arabization. The translation given by a Muslim.
The translation.
This is a Muslim translation.
Can you read it in
Can you read Arabic?
Say no.
Can you read Arabic?
Yeah,
Can you read Arabic? Does it say that Allah trades? Does it say that Allah, a slave comes to Muhammad? And does it say Muhammad said, let me buy the slave? Can you read Arabic?
It's a lot of things.
Can you read Arabic?
A little bit, yeah.
Can you read Arabic? So, does it say that a slave comes to Muhammad?
قال جاء عبد فبايع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم على الهجرة ولا يشعر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه عبد.
Remember, Islam tells you to speak the truth.
يريده فقال النبي صلى الله عليه
with my friend,
وسلم
he converted to Islam.
بعينه واشتراه بعبدين.
The friend who, for the sake of friendships, has abandoned every good thinking and has now accepted a religion that permits the trading of slaves. Does it say, please, does it say that Muhammad, a slave came to Muhammad?
Wait, let me.
Okay, you can't read Arabic. You already had your chance. You can't read Arabic either. So you claim you could read Arabic. You can't read Arabic.
I read Arabic.
So, does it say a slave came to Muhammad? Oh my gosh, you've already read it. Bro, you had your chance. It's in the first line.
I've never heard about this hadith.
Does it say it? It doesn't matter whether you ever heard of it. Does it say in the Arabic that a slave came to Muhammad? Okay, fair enough. He doesn't want to answer the question.
It might be written, but not in the first line. Let me read the whole thing. Don't.
Bro,
Okay, then no.
Bro.
It's not written. It's not written.
so once again,
I'm trying to get it for you.
no, bro, you had your chance. You just obfuscated, just like he had his chance and he obfuscated. The fact of the matter is, if you condemn the owning of slaves, you can't be a Muslim. Why? Because you're condemning the example of the best example, which is Muhammad. So you should abandon a bad example for a good one. Jesus Christ. Yes, let me give you an example. Jesus Christ, at a time when owning slaves was normal, never owned a slave. Never. He could have owned a slave, but he didn't own a slave. Now, our example, our example,
How he could have owned a slave?
our example.
How could he have owned
No,
a
one
slave?
second, one second.
How could he have owned
One
a slave?
second. By buying
How
one.
could he have owned a
By
slave?
buying one.
By buying one.
Yes, slaves
By
were
buying
being
one.
sold. What's difficult about the language here? I think it's pretty clear what's
How
being
could
said.
Jesus have owned a
Jesus Christ is my example.
What did he own?
Muhammad is your example.
What did he
You
own?
should be able to do and
What did he
applaud
own?
everything
What did
that
he own?
Muhammad did.
What did he
But
own?
you
12
condemn slave trading.
disciples who abandoned
I
him.
showed you Muhammad was a slave trader. You've condemned Muhammad. Jesus Christ was not a slave trader. and he is my example, which is why from the 1st century to the 20th century, Christians have fought against the slave trade, but from the 7th century to the 20th century, Muslims have continued to trade in slaves, and that's the difference.
Parents are both Muslims, and they also converted to Islam.
Bro, nothing. That doesn't get around the argument, though, does it?
It shows Islam is a better religion.
No, it doesn't. It shows that some people are ignorant and make ignorant decisions. That's what it proves.
Okay, look at, okay, let's not.
Did you know that Muhammad was a slave trader before you became a Muslim? No. Would you condemn a slave trader today?
Don't put words in his mouth. He said no.
Would you condemn a slave trader today? If we were selling slaves in this square right now, would you condemn it?
Condemn it.
Yes, I would.
We
Would you?
Well. We would as well right now.
So you're condemning Muhammad. You're condemning Muhammad. Your hadiths then are lying about Muhammad. I showed you the hadiths, bro. These are your sources I'm showing to you. And when I show you your sources, you condemn your own sources.
If that was the case, you should condemn Jesus Christ for drinking alcohol.
No.
Because a lot of car crash in the UK is due to alcohol.
Hold on one second.
Would you condemn him?
So,
Yes or no?
I would condemn the abuse of alcohol.
No. Look. Once you drink an alcohol, look,
Yes.
you genuinely get a bit tipsy, then you get. So would you condemn Jesus Christ? Yes or no?
So let me answer this question. It's a fair question. He's taken the principle that I've applied to Muhammad, though he has no defense for Muhammad whatsoever, but he's taken the same principle and he's reversed it. So let me answer this question. I do not condemn the drinking of alcohol. I condemn, no it isn't, let me explain why. I do not condemn the drinking of alcohol because Jesus is my example, but I condemn the abuse of alcohol because the scriptures condemn the abuse of alcohol. I am being completely consistent. You, on the other hand, you particularly, on the other hand, condemn slave trading. You condemn your own hadiths for talking about slave trading, but yet all of you defend Muhammad for being a slave trader.
You're saying he was, we said he wasn't. But let's not go around circles. All I'm saying is, what's the point of drinking alcohol? Answer that.
Right, no, we're not changing the topic. I'll use that.
In that case,
I'm happy to use alcohol as another example to the argument. But I'm not going to change the argument.
When you drink
The
alcohol,
argument
you lose your control. So you should
depends how much alcohol and in what context. Do you drink alcohol?
Of course not.
Right, I drink alcohol. Who has more experience of drinking alcohol, me or you?
Surely you, because you
Right,
drink alcohol.
so if I have more experience I'm now talking about something that I actually have experience of, and you're trying to argue about something that you have no experience of. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Science. We just chuck the word science in because that wins an argument. We'll just condemn our hadiths, even though our hadiths are Sahih hadiths. What does Sahih mean, by the way? Correct. So I quote Sahih hadiths to you, showing Muhammad's a slave trader, trading in black slaves, and then you say it's a lie. But when I say what Sahih is, you say it's correct. You see, you're just jumping around, bro.
Wait a minute. Christians also traded.
Brother, you need to speak a bit louder, honestly, because people need to hear your voice as well.
Yeah, my voice is
Okay, that's a good question, though.
It's a good question.
But slavery trading was popular at that time. It was a common thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was usual.
Actually,
And it wasn't because
what I know
he
about
was,
slavery that Islam came to
actually
end slavery by allowing slaves to work until they get how much what the owners would want to sell them for, and then they can free themselves.
Okay, so yeah. So the thing is, notice none of them have yet condemned Muhammad for trading in black slaves. And can we just remember the economy that Muhammad established? 2 black slaves for 1 Arab slave. 2 black slaves. That's your worth. half that of an Arab, half that of an Arab, and yet you won't condemn it. But if a white man traded you in a slave, you'd condemn it. But if a Muslim called Muhammad trades you as a slave, you celebrate it and defend it. Leave Islam, bro. Have the courage to leave Islam. Have the courage to leave Islam.
Well, hold on, bro. No, just begin this, Bob.
Yeah,
You're a liar.
I'm a liar.
Bob.
The hadiths are lying. The hadiths are lying.
Bob, you're a liar.
Go on.
And I keep telling you you're a liar.
So the hadiths didn't say that.
Listen. No, I'm going to tell you why you're a liar
Go on,
again, Bob.
go on, go on.
Because you are accusing me of being a Muslim, bro, and I'm not.
Okay, I
Bob,
apologize.
you're a liar.
Then
Stop
no,
lying.
mistaken.
Bob, stop lying.
Mistaken
stop
is the word
lying.
you're looking for.
Bob, stop
Mistaken.
Bob, you're
All
So-
I want is for you to be
So
honest.
what?
Stop lying.
Does this change the argument,
No,
guys?
just
You
stop
looked at
lying,
him.
Bob.
Does this
You
change?
looked at him, you looked
I
at you like he
apologize.
looks like a Muslim.
I
Stop
apologize.
You
lying.
racially
I
abused
apologize.
him.
Stop lying.
Yeah,
Bob.
great.
All I
So-
want you to do,
Abuse
you can
Great.
argue your points,
Yes.
and you have good points.
So I
and
made a
strong
mistake
points.
about your
Don't
religious
lie.
identity.
Don't
That's
lie.
fine. I apologize.
Don't lie.
Bob,
I
that was very
apologize.
wrong of you.
But
You judged him for being a Muslim.
does it? No. I made an argument assuming he was a Muslim. I was wrong about assuming he was a Muslim. It doesn't invalidate my argument.
There's a lot of
All
things
it
you
does,
assume, and
right?
and it ended up being lies, bro.
What lie?
And that's why when I call you out and being
What lie?
stop lying,
Nah, Bob
I
is a
know that
racist.
you're lying.
Which part of my argument was a lie?
Nah, Bob is a racist.
Yeah.
In the quote.
What about the hadith that I showed? Was that a lie?
Was he selling black butlers or was he selling black people?
Selling black people,
Sorry, slaves, not butlers.
black slaves.
Yeah, butlers.
Was Muhammad selling black slaves?
Butlers.
Answer the question. Non-Muslim.
I'm here listening, and I'm a part of this conversation. Yeah. I just want Bob to present honest arguments.
I have.
Don't try to imply when people are not saying something that they're saying it, and just be honest.
The camera, people can make their own decisions.
And people will.
Yeah, they will.
And they often do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
They
absolutely.
often do, Bob.
You're right. Totally. We agree with that. We're totally fine with
They
that.
often do.
Yeah.
On this channel and the others.
So I showed you a hadith where Muhammad traded in black slaves.
No, you showed that where Muhammad traded in slaves.
There we go. Black slaves.
No,
Black slaves.
no, that doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
Hold on.
Unless a white man does it, unless a European does it, that's condemnable. But if
That's
Muhammad
what
did it,
you're
it's
saying.
totally
No,
fine.
This is you again. This is you again trying to say something that I didn't.
But hold on.
This is you again trying to say something that I didn't.
So do you condemn Muhammad trading in black
This is
slaves?
him.
Yeah, no, but he's probably been attacked
Did
so
I
many
say?
times.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did I say that? That he
Do you
does it?
condemn Muhammad trading in black slaves?
Which is what I'm saying.
Do you condemn
If
it?
you are saying something, just say.
Do you
If I say
condemn it?
something, let it be what I say.
Do you
not what I
condemn
didn't
it?
say.
Do you condemn it?
Bob, you looked at his beard, you assumed he was a Muslim. That's racist
We
right there.
No, it isn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, Bob.
You don't condemn it.
No.
There you go.
Why?
You don't condemn it.
Why?
So do you
No,
condemn?
why?
Wait, go on. Tell us why you don't condemn Muhammad for trading in black slaves.
Because of the context of how things happen, Bob.
Great.
Which is the same thing that you would do.
Do you condemn Europeans for trading in slaves?
100%.
Depending on the context of how they do it.
There you go. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, like, if you condemn slavery, you've got to condemn Muhammad.
Of course. No.
It logically
No,
follows.
the Prophet Muhammad,
And if
peace
you
be
are
upon him,
condemning
he never
Muhammad,
had a- he never had a slave.
we just showed you a hadith.
Yeah, but
We literally
that's an
showed you
English
Islamic
translation.
text.
English translation.
No,
English translation.
by Muslims. Translated by Muslims.
300 years.
Shall I tell you why you're struggling, guys? Shall I tell you why you're struggling?
We're not struggling. We're not
Shall I tell you why you're struggling?
You looked at his beard, you assumed he was Muslim.
And
That's
so
racist.
what?
You looking at
He's
the-
defending Muhammad.
racist.
He's defending Muhammad.
racist.
He's defending Muhammad. Yes, you're defending Muhammad. He's defending Muhammad. And in this context, it's right to assume someone who's defending Muhammad is probably a
Was
Muslim.
Jesus black or white?
Bro, shall I tell you why you're struggling?
Was Jesus black or white?
It was neither.
Was he red?
No, he was of the Middle East. So we were. You're white, bro. You're white, bro. Guys, you know the reason why you're struggling is because your conscience is telling you one thing, but your loyalty to your friends is telling you something else. Your conscience is telling you one thing, but your loyalty to your friends is telling you something else. You've got to choose whether you want to follow your conscience or whether you want to be like a base man who just rides with his friends regardless of what they support. regardless of
Islam's
what
the
they
right
support.
religion. You know that as well, bro.
Right, so, bro, we had a nice conversation. I'd like to give you all gifts, all of you. I'd like to give you an all. Yeah, that's a gift for you.
That's you can keep it yourself.
That's no, I'm giving it to him, not you. I'm giving it to you. So we've had a nice conversation. I'd like to give you all gifts. Have you got a gospel, bro? Have you ever read the gospel?
Half of it.
Half of it.
That's how you get treated in Islam.
Have you got a Bible?
You're not an Arab, so you won't get.
Do you have a Bible?
That's the thing.
Right, I'd like to give you a gift. Okay? There you go, that's for you. Have a read of that.
What?
Bro, I'd like to give you a gift.
What?
So what I would ask you guys, write down your questions, have a read of it, and then come back and get me another week and let's talk. But look into what I'm saying. Yes, it's true. Sorry? No.
You are men of
Why would you think that was me?
I love your religion.
Yeah, it's got a name on it. It's not got my name on it. So have a think about what I said and come back next week. Bro, I'd like to give you a gift. Yes, I would like to give you a gift.
English guy.
I'm guessing you have a Bible, bro.
If there's churches, what does that mean?
So
How does
don't
that
tell
go?
me about Christians.
What? So they treat you different because you're black? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm saying he's getting treated different because he's white. So what? How am I wrong?
But you're implying that in Christianity
there
you
is no
don't
why,
get
my
treated different.
friend.
That's what you said.
Get rid of
and
your
I'm telling you
color.
that's not true.
But you're the one who mentioned it.
No,
Yeah, you told him to take the book because he's white.
There you go, bro. Have a gift.
About slavery.
This is the one you want to give me, Bob?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah. Why not?
I want you to target me.
He's saying go
Well,
and
bro.
No, I want you to target me. So
Yeah,
you
I'll-
sure this is the one you want to give me?
Yeah, that's for you.
You sure?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I don't want you to give me anyone. I want you to target me.
What did they say?
I need to know more about you to give you a more specific one. I need to know more about you.
nice guy.
So that's a gift for you as well. Okay? Nice conversation. Nice conversation. Okay.
Today, I didn't lie about anything. If I didn't know something, then yeah.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough, bro. Fair enough, bro. Okay. So what we saw, guys, is Muslims condemning behavior, but then in the next breath, defending the behavior of Muhammad. And I just go back to this point. It's about following the better moral example. It's not about talking about what happened in the past. This is not talking about paedophile kings of the past or slave trading Europeans of the past. We're talking about the one that we uphold as the moral example. If Muhammad is the moral example to follow, then you should celebrate his slavery. You should want to be slave owners yourselves. But if, as many good Muslims do, you condemn the owning and trading of slaves, then you have condemned Muhammad. If you condemn ethnic cleansing for the breaking of treaties, then you can't condemn the ethnic cleansing of Muslims in Burma and China for the breaking of treaties. And if you're not willing, and if you're going to condemn the ethnic cleansing of Muslims both now and in the past, then you have to condemn Muhammad, who said that he would ethnically cleanse Arabia of Christians and Jews. And if your only defense is to obfuscate, deny, and say that your own Sahih hadiths are lying to you, then that means that you're saying your own sources that you use to interpret your own Quran can't be trusted. In which case, the authorities can't be trusted. Choose a better religion. The moral example has failed. Choose a better religion.
Very nice, very nice.
And that better religion is Jesus Christ. We do not have these problems in our religion.
Very nice, very nice.
That is the choice that I lay before you.
Okay, thank you.
So pick up your Bible, have a read of it, speak to a knowledgeable Christian.
I made my choice.
To support
I'm
a-
Christian. I'm Christian today.
There we go, he's a Christian today.
I became Christian now.
I want to, you look like you want to talk to me. Go on then.